You know, in the quiet world of plants, there's this incredible, mysterious structure that every single one of them has. It's kind of like a suit of super armor, a fortress that lets a tiny flower stand tall and a giant tree scrape the sky. So, what is it? That's exactly what we're going to uncover today. We're going to find out what this secret armor is, what it's made of, and how it gives plants their absolutely amazing strength. Let's dive in. All right, so the secret weapon we're talking about is the plant cell wall. It's the first line of defense, the main support system for the entire plant kingdom. But to really get it, we need to know exactly what we're dealing with. So here's the most important part. It's a strong, rigid layer on the outside of the cell membrane. And this is something that animal cells, like the ones we have, simply don't have. It's both a protective wall and a support frame, all in one. This is a great way to picture it. Think of a plant cell like a house. The cell membrane? That's like the interior walls, with a front door that controls exactly what comes in and out. But the cell wall, well, that's the hard outer shell. It's the foundation and the brick walls that give the whole house its shape and protects it from the world outside. Okay, so if the cell wall is this incredibly tough outer shell, what are the building blocks? What gives it that amazing strength? The number one ingredient is a super tough carbohydrate called cellulose. Honestly, this stuff is the star of the show. Plants create it to build their entire structure, and it is just unbelievably strong and resilient. And, cellulose isn't some rare exotic material. It is literally all around us. The wood in your furniture, the paper you write on, the cotton in your clothes, even that awesome crunch when you bite into a carrot or celery. Yep, that's all thanks to the strength of cellulose. So knowing what it's made of is one thing, but what does the cell wall actually do? Well, you can think of it as having four distinct superpowers that are totally essential for a plant's survival. First up, strength and support. This is the reason plants can grow up and defy gravity. Second, protection. It's a suit of armor, plain and simple, guarding against damage and nasty bacteria. Third, it provides shape. It gives plant cells that classic boxy look, which is so different from the squishy, irregular shapes of animal cells. And finally, a really cool trick, water balance. It acts like a high-pressure container, so the cell can't take on too much water and burst. But here's the thing, the cell wall doesn't do all this work alone. Its success really hinges on a perfect partnership with the layer just inside of it, the cell membrane. They have totally different jobs, but they're both incredibly important. So the cell wall is like the massive fortress wall. It provides all the structure, but it's not super picky about small stuff getting through. The cell membrane, though, that's the high-tech security checkpoint. It carefully manages every single thing going into and out of the cell. One provides the muscle, the other provides the brains. It's a dynamic duo. And this all brings us to the big payoff. The existence of the cell wall is one of the most fundamental differences between plants and animals. So let's put them head-to-head in a little showdown to see why this one feature changes absolutely everything. So on one side, you have plant cells with their walls. This makes them stiff, sturdy, and just perfect for stacking up like little bricks to build things like stems and tree trunks. On the other side, animal cells. No wall means they're flexible, they can move around, they can be all sorts of weird shapes, which is great for, being an animal, but not so great for building a skyscraper. And the result of that one little difference is just breathtaking. A single tree can grow over 100 feet tall. A massive structure standing against gravity. All because billions and billions of microscopic cell walls are working together, each one adding its own tiny piece of strength. That collective power is what makes a forest possible. Before we wrap up, here are some really cool quick facts. Cell walls aren't solid barriers. They actually have tiny channels that connect them to their neighbors, letting them communicate and share resources. Also, as a plant gets older, its walls can get thicker and tougher. That's what makes wood so strong. And that cellulose we talked about, we use it for everything from paper to plastics. Oh, and sometimes the walls get reinforced with another compound called lignin, which makes wood even harder. Okay, so let's do a quick review to lock it all in. The cell wall, it's found in plants, not animals. It's made mostly of cellulose. Its main jobs are strength, shape, protection, and keeping the water balanced. And the result of all that? It lets plants grow strong and stand tall. Simple as that. So we'll leave you with this last little thought experiment. The cell wall is a plant's armor, its skeleton, and its entire architectural plan all rolled into one. But just imagine for a second, what if animals had it too? How different would our world actually be?